When we think about our bodies, we often think about our muscles, heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, etc. Organs we consider to be most important and essential. But what about bone? Your bone. Our bones are just as important and as essential as any organ in the body. Bones provide structural support. They act as a reservoir for calcium phosphate, amino acids, and bicarbonate. Oh, and they also offer protection for our most precious organs and so on. Yeah, they're quite important, aren't they? Here are 10 interesting facts about the human bone. Stay with us till the end to find out what to do if you break one. Can bones fuse together? At birth, we have approximately 300 bones which fuse together over time as we develop. This is a natural development process. On the other hand, did you know there's a form of arthritis, AS, that causes the small bones in our spine vertebrae to fuse together? This makes the spine less flexible and can result in a hunched forward posture. This can also affect our ribs, which can cause them to be fused to our breastbone and spinal cord. There are no cures at the moment, but early detection and proper treatment can help prevent or delay permanent damage. How do bones heal? When a fracture occurs, immediately there will be bleeding from the network of blood vessels throughout the bone. The blood then collects around the fracture, forming a clot. This formation is called a hematoma, and it contains a meshwork of proteins that provide a temporary plug to fill the gap created by the break. Inflammation, which is essential to healing, then starts to happen. Then, stem cells from surrounding tissues and more blood migrates to the fracture. These cells work to heal in two different ways: bone formation and cartilage formation. New bone starts at the edge of the fracture, while cells create soft cartilage to fill the void. Cartilage formation takes about 8 days to complete after injury. Since cartilage is soft and cannot withstand the pressures of bone, it is then replaced with hard bone-like callus. After about 3 to 4 weeks after the injury, new mature bone will eventually develop, and healing continues and can take years to fully mature, depending on the site and size of the fracture. What are bones made of? Bones are made of collagen, a protein that makes up the soft framework, while calcium phosphate, which is a mineral, adds strength and hardness to this framework. Combined, collagen and calcium phosphate makes bones both strong and flexible. Bone structure falls under 2 classifications: cortical, which is dense and compact and forms the outer layer of the bone, and trabecular bone, which makes up for the inner layer and has a spongy honeycomb-like structure. Will bones burn in fire? Can they melt? Despite what you may think, bones do not burn to ash in a fire. They don't melt either. A modern crematorium can reach temperatures as high as 1800 degrees Fahrenheit, but it will not turn bones to ash. At the end of the cremation process, what families are given is not ashes as such. Instead, it's ground up bones which are gray in its appearance and coarse like fine gravel. Even though it's a bit morbid, I'm glad we can debunk that myth. What is a doctor that specializes in bone called? Doctors that specialize in bones are called... If you guessed orthopedic surgeons, you are correct. However, they don't just specialize in bone. They specialize in the entire musculoskeletal system. That means bones, muscles, joints, ligaments, and tendons. Next time you have a joint pain, you know who to see. Will bones decompose after death? Bones sort of decompose, but not in the way we think about decomposition. Because our bones are not made of soft tissue, they don't disintegrate like the rest of our bodies. Certainly not a putrefied mess, and certainly not in the same time frame. Over time, let's say 50 years after death, our bones will eventually start to crack. The soft part of bones, that is, the collagen, will deteriorate first. What is left will be the brittle mineral frame, which will eventually become dust. Can bones shrink? Yes, bones do shrink, or in other words, we will experience bone loss. During our growth phase, we go through a process called bone resorption, where old bone is broken down and new bone is added to our skeletal formation. Why does this happen, you may wonder? To release calcium into our bodies, of course. Remember, our bones act as a storage banks for calcium and other minerals. When more bone is broken down than is added to the skeleton, bone loss occurs. By the time we are age 30, we will be at peak bone mass. We will gradually lose bone as we age, and it's normal to lose an inch or two as we get older. While this happens naturally, there are other factors caused by our habits, such as poor diet, bad posture, smoking, and excessive caffeine intake, just to name a few. This can lead to the development of osteoporosis, which means porous bones. This causes bones to become fragile and very brittle. A fall or a sneeze can cause bone to break in some extreme cases. Can bones bend? Another easy one. Yes, bones can bend and not break. This is what is called a bend fracture and is most common among younger children, since their bones are much softer. An example of this would be a torus fracture, in which the bone is buckled, twisted, and weakened, but not completely broken. How can we make bones stronger? After all the mentions of losing and breaking bones, you must be wondering, how can I make my bones stronger? By now, we should be well aware that diet and exercise play a major role in maintaining bone health, as it is with the rest of our body. Here are some specific ways. Maintain a stable, healthy weight. Perform strength training and weight-bearing exercises. Consume foods high in calcium, and if needed, you can consider taking a collagen supplement. What to do if you break a bone? If you fracture a bone, the most logical thing to do is to seek immediate medical attention, right? But what if there's no immediate medical attention? You've called the emergency services, and they're on their way. While you wait, here are a few things you can do and not do to help prevent more pain and damage. Stop any bleeding. Apply pressure to the wound with a bandage or clean cloth. Limit your movement, unless absolutely necessary. Do not try to realign or push a bone that is sticking out back in. Apply ice packs to limit swelling and help relieve pain. Wrap ice in a towel or a piece of cloth. Do not apply ice directly to the skin. I learned a lot researching this video. There are links in the description if you want to know more about bones. Please like and share this video and consider subscribing if you like this type of content and want to see more like it. Until next time, thank you for watching.